Good afternoon. My name is Phil Frazier, and I have 25 years of experience in emergency medical services as an RN and a paramedic. I'd like to thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak to you today regarding a topic that we encounter quite frequently in the healthcare profession. I'm going to take about 5 minutes and share with you my thoughts and research I've done on the topic of distracted driving. The Centers for Disease Control on their website describe distracted driving as any activity that impairs your ability to operate the motor vehicle. They state that can come in 3 separate ways. One being visual. Anything that takes your eyes off the road for any length of time is obviously a distraction. Number 2, they say anything that makes you remove your hands physically from the steering wheel or control of the vehicle in order to do an activity would be the second possible distraction. And thirdly, anything that impairs your cognitive ability to safely operate that vehicle. Now, when we talk about these issues, the question arises, what are these topics? Well, obviously, drinking a cup of coffee on the way to work in the morning. I reach over, I look down for my cup, I pick up the cup, and I begin to drink. Now, I visually remove my eyes from the road. I have physically taken a hand off of the vehicle, off the steering wheel or whatever mechanism I'm maintaining. I guess technically I'm still cognitively involved, but I am not thinking as clearly as I would be if I was completely focused on driving. I want to talk to you regarding cellular device use and what those possibilities for danger occur. I guess my question would be, it seems like now everybody today has a cellular device. And in preparing for this speech, I learned something that I wasn't aware of. Maybe I should have been, having 2 teenagers in my house. The Arkansas law on a motor vehicle states that in Arkansas it is illegal for an individual 18 to 20 years of age to operate a handheld cellular device in a vehicle. Now that is a primary enforcement. Primary enforcement simply states if an officer witnesses you utilizing that handheld device, they can stop you as that being the only infraction. A secondary enforcement would be they can write you a citation for that violation only after having witnessed a primary infraction. For example, running a red light. While they stop you for running the red light and they find that you're in violation of a secondary enforcement, then they can cite that. Here in Arkansas, primary enforcement states that no adult at any time can text while driving. It is against the law. You may not use a cellular device in the work zone. Those are all primary enforcement and can be finable up to $50. So why do we have to answer that cell phone? Why is it so important? 16% of today's drivers under the age of 20 will be involved in a motor vehicle accident related to a cellular device. The website distraction.gov, which is the U.S. Official government website for distracted driving, states that the typical text takes your eyes off the road for 4.6 seconds, and at 55, that is the length of a football field. That is a significant time away from the wheel, visually, manually, and cognitively. So my question is, why do we as a society have to feel the need to respond to those devices immediately? Instant gratification. We're a society of we must do it now. We have to reply. We have to answer the call. When I say to you, it would be far better to either turn off the device prior to driving or engaging in an activity. Utilize a hands-free if you have to use the device in the vehicle, the option. Most vehicles nowadays have those. You can buy them aftermarket and install them in your vehicle. Thirdly, maintain control and pay attention to what you're doing. The goal in which you have is to arrive safely to your destination. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen all the time. I can tell you from experience, when I've arrived on scene to a fatality accident or a accident just recently, I can think very quickly, arrived on a scene of a gentleman who had fractured his back, paralyzed, and he had been texting is what caused him to take his eyes, his hands, and his mind off the road. So I just like this opportunity to thank you for allowing me to come and talk to you, and hope that I've impacted you in a manner in which you think about the next time you reach for that cellular device while you're traveling down the road, that you think about the consequences, the possibilities that may occur by just taking your eyes, your hands, and your mind off of the task of driving that vehicle safely. So for me and my family, we're on the road you care about greatly. Please be careful. Think about what you're doing. Again, thank you for the opportunity to speak to you. I hope to see you soon.